All right, you heard him, folks. So stick around after this net. They'll be doing another net after this. I guess we're going to move on to the fill material now. While I was on lunch today, I did a little bit of reading to try to figure out were there ever any ham radio martyrs out there? Well, I certainly know that St. Nicholas wasn't one of them because they let him out of prison, so he's got nothing on Father Maximillian. So that is the name that Google came up with me for my fill here. So he was a media enthusiast and broadcasting pioneer, and he got acquainted with radio and operated his own radio station during a mission to Japan. And this is back in like the 30s. So at the same time, he wanted to establish a broadcasting station in his monastery in Poland, where he ordered a radio building and a transmitter to be built. Letting this reset. However, besides radio amateurs, the only national Polish radio that was licensed to operate since 1925, Father Maximilian obtained an oral permission to carry out transmissions that were tests on the shortwave band close to 40 meters. So the call sign he selected was SP3RN, typical of a Polish amateur radio station. So that is how Nickel, let's see if I can pronounce this, Nikolklonov was initiated. So it's been active until today. So on May 26, 1941, Father Kolbe's monastery was shut down by the Nazis, and he was arrested and sent to Auschwitz concentration camp, where he was assigned prisoner number 16670. And on July of 1941, 10 prisoners were condemned to death because of an escape attempt from the camp. Among the condemned was Franciszek Gajowniczek. See if I can pronounce this one too. These are kind of difficult names. Franciszek Gajowniczek, a Polish sergeant. When priest Maximilian Kolbe heard Gajowniczek cry out in agony over the fate of his family, he offered himself instead, for which he was later canonized. Kolbe stepped out of line and offered his life in place of Gajowniczek. The Nazi commandant accepted the exchange and sent Kolbe to a camp starvation bunker where he was deprived of food and water for nearly 2 weeks. Maximilian Kolbe died on the 14th of August 1941. Gajowniczek was transferred from Auschwitz to Sachsenhausen concentration camp on the 25th of October 1944. He was liberated there by the Allies after spending 5 years, 5 months, and 9 days in concentration camps in total, reunited with his wife Helena 6 months later. In 1994, Gajowniczek visited St. Maximilian Kolbe Catholic Church in Houston, Texas, where he told the translator chaplain that so long as he has breath in his lungs, he would consider it his duty to tell people about the heroic act of love by Maximilian Kolbe. And the reason why I picked this story in history is that, not only is amateur radio about warning people about things that are going on and communicating, it's really about what we believe. It's about free speech, and he definitely did a good job showing us that we should always stand up for what we believe in, and he stood up for somebody else and gave his life. So for that, we honor him, and I think that that's the highest honor any ham would ever get, and I don't think any one of us is ever going to experience that. Hopefully we don't. With that, we're going to take another round of check-ins. This is Kilo Golf 7, Quebec India Delta for the D1 net.